What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Black Experience, y'all. Welcome back to another episode in season 5. And today, y'all, is a very special episode. Today is my 100th episode of this podcast. Man, this is huge, y'all. I got an amazing guest with y'all today, and I'm going to be bringing him up. But I want to first of all say thank you so much, y'all, for 2+ years of this, 100 episodes in. This was supposed to be a 5-part podcast school project in college, and now we are at 100 in. So thank you so much for your support. As usual, y'all, and happy Black History Month, too. It is February, and happy Black History Month. I hope everyone's having a great time. Today, I have a very special guest with me. Today, guys, I have someone who is both a podcaster like myself. He runs his own podcast, but also aside from that, he's his own DJ. Let's put our hands together and let's bring up Mr. Charles Maxwell.
Oh, yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. He called me Charles Maxwell. I feel like that's the Instagram name right there. You know what I mean? Like, if you call me Charles Maxwell, you probably met me through Instagram or something like that. But 100%, man, 100%.
So your friends, I'm assuming, call you a
Max.
different name.
I mean, everyone just
Max.
call me Max. So, like, DJ Max for short. But everyone just call me Max,
What?
But that's like government, you know what I mean? Charles Maxwell. My last name is actually Toba, pronounced Togbah. It's a native Liberian name. So you know. But Charles Maxwell is easy, man. Anyone can say Charles Maxwell, But Max is for short because people are lazy.
I like it, man.
That's really what it is, man.
How you doing, man?
Man, pretty good, man. Thanks for having me again. And like you said, podcaster and a DJ. Like I said, everyone, friends, family call me Max. We actually work in the same studio space here at Kolors Studios. I got a podcast called Heard It Here First, creating a conversation for the future. I think we both got the same goals, but I mostly focus on entrepreneur, business-minded, and just mostly youth-based, so that way we inspire our younger generation by seeing, like, that younger face, showing you something different and inspiring you in your own way. But I think we both got the same goals, man. Like you asked me earlier, I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It's Friday, man. It's been, I think the way I see Friday is not just, let's get hyped for the weekend,
right.
But it's more
TGIF.
so like TGIF, appreciate that. But it's like, man, you think about like all the hard work you did, whether at work and your podcast and stuff. You're like, man, it's been a good week. It's been,
right.
A lot of work.
Yep.
Let's celebrate a bit. Let's relax now.
Let's chill. And I feel like that's how we're set up anyway in life. That Monday to Friday, that 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally, we were just structured that way anyway. So when 100%. It gets to Friday, your mindset is already telling you like this is what you do on a Friday night, or this is how you spend it because. You know what to do on a Monday night. You know what to do on a Tuesday night. Same thing when it gets to Friday. You know this is the time you get to do things that are not as regular as the rest of the week. So I feel like I always take chances with Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah. Those are just, that's just how we were built.
Absolutely. Well, Charles, man, or Max. Actually, I'm going to start going with Max because we homies now. Max, man, before we start, just because this is my 100th episode.
Yes,
and
sir.
First of all, it's an honor to have you. Appreciate you, man. It feels great. Let's start. We're going to do a little something different today, y'all.
For sure, man.
Outfit of the day. Tell us a little bit the drip you got going on, man. What you cooking up right now?
Yes, sir, man. For me, I'd already go crazy with with brand names and fashion. I just got a good eye, you know what I'm saying? I see something nice. It matches something I got. Like, I tell everyone when I'm picking stuff, it's like it got to match some kind of shoes I got in the closet or some kind of shoes I'm going to buy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that, I'm looking at that shirt. I'm like, you know what? I got something in the closet that looks just like that. I could be able to blend it. So today, man, just something casual, bro. PacSun always get me right. I normally go to Zara too, trying to get that, that grown man level fits. You can rock the hoodies and sweats forever. So, so yeah, just something easy, man. A little pair of Jordans, the blue jeans, just something light. But also, dressing up for the occasion. It's the 100th episode, like I said earlier. Congratulations. I'm still crawling there, trying to make it up to you, man. So you're a major inspiration to me. So I felt like today was nice enough for me to, put something a little more appreciative on, getting to know y'all people out there. They getting to know me too,
Absolutely, man. This is something that we've been thinking about for months now, actually.
For a minute, man.
Because we met at the members event.
Yeah. But I've always heard about you guys because like I always tell everyone like we are the first members of Kolors. Like we signed this before Armando had before you
100%.
even had the upstairs space. Just imagine that,
Yeah.
right? So we bought into the dream that he sold us, but we saw the vision instead of what he had to. A lot of the signups now, people want to see the equipment, they want to see all of that to make them feel comfortable. All we saw was the space, man. You know what I'm saying? We saw the dream, we saw his ideas, and we just bought into it. And, you know, as far as we are now, we could say, you know, we're one of the first people to see the vision.
Absolutely,
before
man.
it became where he's at.
I just had him on the phone too right before a while I was setting up and everything, and I was like, man, you gotta bring that membership price up eventually.
Right. No cap. Yo, that's
So
really
many
what it's
people
gonna
coming
be.
in, bro.
This is a creative hub. And you know, I remember we talked about this so many times, and like we are one of the most major, like just naturally our brand in our office, we promote colors so heavy, man. I'm telling you, we go to some events and people be like, oh, that's the Colors boys right there. Because we always make sure that we brand, you know, our overall umbrella family, because we're all individual businesses. I'm heard it here first. You know, we got the clothing brand too. 100%. Also, I wear a lot of the clothing brand too. If that's, you know, just to fill in that question, Dream Lab. I wear a lot of our brand just so you know, somebody got to put it on. But you know, with a clothing brand, with our photography group or whatever, you know, we put colors as the foundational stone, because this is where we work out of. This is you know, this is who hosts us. So I feel like that just is a major part of our brand and our business.
100%, bro.
We got to keep that in mind for sure.
Max, man, that's what's up, man. Well, let's start off, man. Tell us a little bit about your background. Tell a little audience, you know, because they don't know you, where you from, and kind of your journey coming up here to Seattle, and kind of what you're doing these days.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got a really long story, man. I feel like one day I would sit down and already get into my whole transition, but like, you know, I'm African Liberian. You know, I came to the U.S. around 5. I live in Maryland, and then me and my family moved to Minnesota. Minnesota is where I was till I came to Seattle. So it's like, you know, I've been through different transitions when it comes to like, you know, places and experiences and stuff like that. But you know, most of my growing up was in Minnesota, so. Like, my experience of growing up was a little different from a lot of people. Like, you know, I normally never tell people, like, I grew up in struggle and hard times in the hood. Like, I'm not that kind of character. You know, I'm proud of what my family did and what my mama did to, you know, keep me situated. And, like, I had the newest games and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed. I would say that, you know, and I hope for a lot of people out there, too, for the same. But, yeah, I grew up mostly in Minnesota. My goal to Washington was pretty unique because I got a childhood best friend who's also a members here. My homie Fred, he helps out with a lot of stuff, and if you know me, you definitely know him. That's for sure. But his family moved to Vegas, you know, from the East Coast. We grew up, we went to school in the East Coast, and then we moved to Minnesota. But we always kept in touch. You know, they moved to Vegas, and then Vegas they came to Washington. But he came out there to visit me, and he was like, yo, you got to come check out Washington. You know, it might, you know, even if you like it or not, you just got to come see it, you know? So, you know, a couple months later, I call him out, say, you know what, pack up my stuff. I'm like, you know, I'm going to come check it out. I'm not even going to come check it out. I'm going to come see what's in it for me type shit, you know? And everyone is like, oh, watch you come back, Washington this, you know? And to be honest, I only knew what Seattle was. Yeah, I don't even know what Washington State was, you know what I'm saying? So you know, coming out here and being able to experience the culture and what really have me out here is the people and the network I've created is what really keeping me out here. So if I say to anyone background growing up and where I'm from, it's like I like transition, but nothing will keep me in a space longer than the relationship I built. So
with the people around.
Exactly.
So you're not really, let's see, because a lot of people that come from the Midwest, East Coast, when they come over here to the Pacific Northwest, they get that vibe switch up that they don't like. You know, the Seattle freeze.
Seattle
that you
freeze,
hear
right.
about. Did you feel that?
You know, it's crazy because I even ask people that on my podcast all the time. Like, we talk about it, especially from Seattle heads and all of that. It's like, for me, I didn't really feel that because my homie out here, like, he was a producer, right? So, like, he was already working with artists. Like, he was doing music videos with, like, you know, artists from Ken and, you know, Tacoma. Yeah. So, like, he already had a foundation built, right? So when I came out here, it was just mostly, like, networking with the people that he knew. And like, the Seattle freeze thing is really a bubble because all you got to do is burst that one bubble of one person be like, oh, you know the homie that knows the homie that knows the homie, now you the homie. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you need to do.
That's really how it worked for me because, you know, with his relationship and his network, meeting people like, yo, this is my boy Max, and then telling people about me because I came out here on a hustle, which I'm still on. It's like, I'm not out here to just hang out. I'm out here to work, to do business, meet people like you, grow a relationship, you know, spaces like Colors, and you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So when I get the chance to meet people, I just don't talk to people. I create an impression. So it's like, how long is that gonna last, and what value is that gonna bring to you? That's really how we connect. So it's like being able to restructure myself and build relationship doing that. That's what really, you know what I'm saying? That's what really got me to burst that Seattle Freeze bubble, because I wasn't just talking to people like I want to be cool or get to know you. It's like, I can provide a service for you if you got the, you know what I'm saying? Or like, can you provide a service to me if I pay for that? So it's like, now people is like, oh, I met bro doing that and that and that and that and that. So most of the relationship I built, well, I would say based off business, and then it became real afterwards. So
there we go.
That's how I burst the bubble, just by creating business instead of friends type.
Yeah,
deal,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
And that goes back to what you were saying, because you were like, it's about relationships for you, and
Right.
and getting past that, you know, small talk stage. You know, because
Exactly.
you could do small talk with strangers, sure, can't, you know, go in depth with everyone, but
Right.
you wanted something more than that,
Exactly.
and to find that value here,
Right.
which I respect a lot.
100%, man. 100%.
Max, what the energy that you got right now, and the energy about, you know, relationships and who you are and what you're doing, Dream Lab and everything. We're gonna get into what that is. Where does that come from? What is the motivation for you every morning when you wake up?
Man, that's a good question, bro. I think, like, to be honest, like, I'm just like, I'm happy of life. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things in my life I felt like I could have changed. You know what I'm saying? And one major part of it is, like, I will always say this, and I really hope my mom was hearing this, because that's her dream forever, is that I should have graduated college. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with my 2 years in, you know what I mean? That's one of my things I say. And I still got the room to make that possible, so I don't even tweak about it, right? But I got up and did what I want to do and chase my dreams. And that's really what keeping me going. Like, being high off life is like, I'm creating this whole situation. And bro, between me and you, man, like I said, my story is long. I'm living dreams of people. Like, there are people who want to be in a position I'm at right now. There are people who I look up to. There are people who I take care of family wise, older than me. You know what I'm saying? Younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So this is not me, bro. This is bigger than me, bro. Like, I just gotta do it in my physical being, bro. But like, the benefit that it's gonna bring to the life of people around me is bigger than me. So at the end of the day, when I wake up, it's like, am I giving up on myself, or am I giving up on the water around me? So it's like, it's not, if I think about me, bro, I jump back in bed, bro. Because how hard it is for me to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Gotta figure out where to live, what to eat. You know, like, I'm smooth. Like, it's just me.
100%.
Like, but if I think about what it is and what it means to the, you know, to the world around me, and I'm not just speaking on the U.S. Like, I got family back home that look forward to me and watch me grow, and just be like, yo, that's him right there. So knowing that part of my lifestyle, bro, is just like, I can't just, you know, I can't sit around and just watch it pass me. So it's like, I have to get up every day and be proud of who I am, where I'm at, and keep appreciating these blessings and trying to project these blessings on other people. That's really what I live for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm a vessel to what I can provide. Like, even with podcasting, bro, why I chose podcasting is because if I can help you physically with cash, bro, I'm gonna give you some words that you will cash up in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing this for people that I can't physically reach, families abroad in different places, but you can listen to my voice and you can understand my mindset of where I'm at, and that alone can even help you. And then getting people like you working with business-minded people. Now I got somebody who's brighter than me.
Right.
But you know what? He's not going to send you physical cash app, but the mindset in which you use to get where he's at, you can watch this clip or you can watch this video and benefit something out of it, even though you don't have the relationship and access to him. That's the kind of vessel I bring. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that what keeps me going, motivates me when I sit around. You know?
Yeah. Point of connection, real quick. I was actually born in Africa as well, and similar to you, I came to the States when I was 3 years old.
Right.
And I'm from Eritrea, from the east side.
Right.
And so I have homies from the Gambia,
Right.
Sierra Leone, Cameroon, all
But
over West
realistically,
Africa.
we are the most muscle people, bro. I'm telling you, we're the only first independent country. First of all, we are the only countries in Africa that is not taken over by another group. It's Liberia and Ethiopia. So I feel like we are the muscles. We are really strong backbones people. Like we got stories to us. We got connections and things to us that make us bigger than who we are. So I feel like guys like us are not meant to sit around. You know what I'm saying?
100%. You know, I think it's that family motivation too that motivates me too. Cause it's like there's so many days when I wake up and it's easy to just be like, no, I'd rather just stay at home, watch Netflix, whatever.
Of course.
You know, And you think back to like our ancestors, man, they had it so much harder, you know? Like the battles we facing, you know, is in no comparison to what they were facing. Not to diminish what we are going through.
100%.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you think about it in any way, shape, or form, like the convenience we got to anything, like our phones and all of that, like people back in the day didn't have the access to that. You know what I'm saying? So your mindset, your structure, who you are, where you came from, that's what define who you are. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays you can go on Instagram, you can go on social media and look how you want to be, or like join a certain group of people and create a persona. You know what I'm saying? But back then you didn't have the access to that. You know what I'm saying? No. If like for example, we both African. If your dad was a Chelsea fan, you a Chelsea fan. Like it's
you got no choice.
You feel me? Like it's not like I get to go decide where I get to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like you got to understand when it comes to like I'm really on like foundation and respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like where I'm from and knowing where I'm from and my peoples. That what makes me who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that nobody can steal that away from me, bro. And I feel like us knowing that, just knowing where we from and who we are as people.
Yeah.
I just know my history didn't start with slavery. I'm just say that. You know what I'm saying? So knowing where I'm from.
Started way before that.
You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that I'm from a line of blood of like, you know, warriors and you know, bigger minded people, bro. Why am I out here just trying to nag and bug? Like
no, man. I mean, it's like, bro, we have so much to be, you know, thankful for and blessed. And, you know, we have Liberia, Eritrea, you know, Ethiopia, Cameroon. So all these African countries have their own culture, their own background, man. It's something to celebrate. And that's part of the reason, you know. I mean, initially I didn't start the podcast again to go to 100 episodes. But now it's like there's that celebration aspect of Black excellence, Black culture, you know.
100%.
And speaking of Black excellence and culture, it's Black History Month.
Yeah.
What does Black History Month to you, Max?
Man, that is a good question, bro. And it's like my mama's birthday is on the 20th too. You know, happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday to her.
You know what I'm saying? So February is automatically a special month to me, no matter what. You know. So with Black History Month being a part of that, I think it just makes it a whole lot more amazing. You know, I got my own views on like, you know, just having, you know, Black History having a month. Black history is forever. You know what I mean? It's not just a specific months that remind us of who we are as a people or where we came from and what our history are. But, you know, it's also a blessing to have this whole month knowing that, you know, we're embracing Black culture, you know, Black in the team and, you know, Black excellence. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is a moment of Black excellence when you get two bright, younger-minded people together who got the same goal, passion to execute the same mission in a different ways, even using the same space is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we are the culture. We are Black history, bro. We are the one paving the way for your younger Black folks to be like, yo, I want to be like him. I want to do something inspiring and like, you know, be able to like, because we in a culture now, everybody want to look hard or tough or like, oh, I'm that and that and that and that. And there's guys like me and you were like, bro, it's not that complicated.
You don't got to do all that.
You got to find happiness and whatever makes you, if being tough is where it makes you happy, bro, I just hope you stay safe. That's all I ask. You know what I'm saying? But whatever makes you happy is where you put comfort. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about when I think about situations like that, man, like it just, you know, that's just where I don't know. That's just where my mindset is, bro. 100%. Like 100%.
I like the fact because I know a lot of people. There's been a good amount of pushback on Black History Month,
right?
Because some people are like, I don't want a Black History Month because Black history is American history, which is true, and Black history is every day. But I think people, in my opinion, you know, I feel like people are getting the idea mixed up. It's not saying 100%. Black History Month is just in February. It's just this month is specifically called Black History Month. And we're going to emphasize that.
Yep.
You could celebrate you celebrate every day.
Exactly. Being a Black youth in America. And the crazy part about it is like that. I think the more educative part that people do not realize is like Black History Month is unique in its own way, right? Like I say, I was not the most 100% favor, but within Black History Month, the most trending things on your TV are going to be Black TV shows, Black movies, Black that. You know what I'm saying? So is that the most trending thing in your market space or on Amazon would be Black businesses will be. So when it comes to Black History Month, there is a structure behind it more than just being a month.
Yeah,
that's just Black recognition. You'll be your Black favorite like back in the day when we had cable. Like Black History Month is when Martin, all the Black TV shows.
Yeah, Fresh Prince.
You know what I'm saying? It's trending because that's what it is. It's like even though it's like, oh, you just think you're watching a Black TV show, but you were still putting money in that Black man's
100%.
pocket. You know what I'm saying? You were streaming. So that's the difference. What people don't understand that there is also economy value towards towards what Black History Month is. You know what I'm saying? Helping Black businesses and all that.
Man, on my Instagram page, on my podcast Instagram page, I don't know if you've been seeing my stories, but every other day what I'm doing is I'm doing a Black History Month shout out. So I'm shouting out inventions that Black people have invented or had a part in that you didn't know. One of them being, which is a lot, man. Like, you know, the traffic light. Right. So the traffic light itself wasn't invented by the Black man, but the 3-point traffic light was invented by a Black inventive. Gosh, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name, but he played a huge part in that. Right. The home security system that we now use, you know, all the modern ones right now, that was by a Black woman in New York. She was a nurse, and she was working late in Queens, New York, when it was dangerous in the 60s. So she came, she would come home, and she would be out of the house for most of the time, and she'd come home late, and it wasn't safe. So she decided to come up with like a creative plan, and she put it into implementation. She drilled out 3 holes. She put a monitor in. She put a radio in. She put some kind of remote control where she could open the door, lock the door from a distance. She even had a panic button to call the police. And I'm doing this every other day, and I'm just trying to shout out and just say, hey, listen, there's a lot of stuff that we use today that has been, you know, brought up by Black inventors that we just don't learn in school.
We just don't recognize, you know? Like, it's crazy because, like, I don't want to get into what Ye be saying, but he did say something about when it comes to, like, creativity. It's like, as a major creator, it's like, in order for you to make a mark, you got to be forgetting about. It's crazy, ain't it? Because, like, think about it, bro.
Say that
in order for you to make a mark on life, on major creative inventions, you got to be forgetting about. For example, the guy who made the stoplight you just mentioned. Yes. I promise you, not over 80% of the average person know who that is. I tell you that. But the things that the ones that get remembered for things that are not impactful, it's never really the most positive things you hear, right? Because who made a stoplight? Who made a GPS? Who made this?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So those people don't, you know, we don't remember them. We don't celebrate them. We don't have days for the guy who made the crosswalk. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like in order for you to be a major creative inventor, you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to be forgetting about. But if you think about it, we talk about, you know, Edison or Einstein, or like, yeah, these guys created ideas, but you got to understand most of the ideas that was created was other people ideas that they put light on the invention. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got all the Scrabbles and tools to put something together, but I don't have the, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the major capacity. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like being a musician. You're a great artist, bro, but you don't have the capacity. So now you got to sign to a label because they can boost you to that recognition, or they can put you in position that you wouldn't be able to make. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with inventions. People already had those inventions, but they went to those guys because they had the, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I could put you on the map, but then claiming the credit for it, or maybe just kind of handing the credit off, you know what I'm saying? But they 100%. Get remembered for that, you know what I'm 100%. Saying? But that was not their invention. It was just, they got credited for that invention. Right. So sometimes I feel like it's true, like, in order to make a mark on the world, you got to be forgetting about a little bit.
Absolutely. And you said, who said that?
Kanye.
Kanye said that?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he be talking.
You know, he does be. And shout out to, we're just going to say, Garrett Morgan was his name. Garrett Morgan is the one that I shouted out on Monday. So shout out to him and all the other Black inventions. Max, let's bring it a little bit to you.
Yes,
kind of what you're doing, because plenty of Black creatives and amazing people that we're going to celebrate this month and forever that have impacted us, you know, in the past, our ancestors. But to you a little bit, you know, we talked about Dream Lab. We talked about in the intro you DJing. Tell us a little bit about what got you into this work and what you be doing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just to clarify too, like I know like a lot of people, we are so. How I already started is I always had a passion for DJing. Like I named myself DJ Max since I was in 4th grade. Like this is not something I just got, you know, this is something is always like I always tell people I'm a DJ before I even got on the tables or try to spin or anything. Like I don't even play much. I'm mostly like hosting. I'm like, you know, I keep that energy vibe or the party type of thing. So it's just my natural energy. That's why I'm just making it make sense by being a DJ. But with everything coming together, man, like even with the brand, one thing I feel like people do not understand is that they're you know, me and my homies, there's 3 of us, but we're all uniquely individual. I got Herdy at first. Lex run Dream Lab. Fair Run Quality Options, also Rich Productions, right? But we are still a team. We work in one space. Like everything depends on us. Like, but at the end of the day, it's like we are individually CEOs of our own business. But our fault also rely on us. You know what I'm saying? So if you are lacking in your business, that means I'm lacking too. So that's the type of relationship and connection that we got. Like we are already employees of our own businesses, and I work for him. He works for me. We work for each other. So it makes sense when people just brand us on one brand. Sometimes it's just like, I mean, if that's how you know me, that's how you know me. But I always want to clarify that we are all unique into our own brands and businesses, right? But we just run things together. You know what I'm saying? So if you look on my page or look on Dreamlab page, we all the face front of each of our businesses. So I just wanted to clarify that. But like your question was like, how did I get into all of this? It's just like, I just like I said, it's the people around me that got me here. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's actually really funny because when I did my first episode, right? This is really how it happened. My first podcast episode was at the house, and who I decided to do it with was with Lex. But that was when Lex first started doing Dreamlab. So I was like, come up and, let's talk about the brand and how you starting up and all of that. But then when he came through, you got to realize it takes steps to make shit possible. Like we didn't even know we got to set up the camera, the mic and all of that. We thought we were just going to get it off the phone. There's going to be some quick stuff, right? So we got a cheap camera offer up, and then my homie Rich said, because he's a producer too, but he's like, I'm going to work the camera. I'm going to figure it out. That's really how we all started. That's really how it worked. He picked up the camera and realized that he actually liked the camera, and now he got a whole brand called Rich Production as a photographer and a videographer, and that was Lex's first ever time really talking about why he started his brand and even with the name Dreamlab, and that was the first episode of my podcast I ever made. So that was really how, you know what I mean? So after that day, it was like we all just contributed into what we found as passion and like how we uniquely, like especially with Rich picking up the camera to shoot the podcast and realizing that's what he actually likes it. Boom, you would have never known until you pick up something and say, yo, let me just see what the funny in it is. You know what I mean? So that right there is the definition of how our inspiration became. And now having us three of us, we all rely on each other. So with that right there, nobody's really lacking. Everyone just kind of pushing and so far that's where we are with it.
Man. Humble beginnings, bro. Humble beginnings. It's just like with my podcast, man. I started with my phone. And again, I could not have seen me doing this 2 years later. It was literally like a 5-part project I wanted to do at school. And like you, it's like, Lex picked up the camera. Like, oh, shoot, I'm actually good at this thing, man. Shoot, let me see where this is going to take me, That's how it is with me, too, because genuinely, I was like, I don't know if podcasting. I don't even want to. I don't even like to hear my own voice,
bro. I want the same pace as you, bro. Come on.
I'm like, the first time I did it, man, I was like, man, this sounds cringy, man. Y'all like this?
Man, I'm on the same pace as you, man. Like, what's so hilarious? Let me just get this story in real quick. When I was like 14, 15, I used to work at this taco place called Taco John's. This is like off-brand taco spot in Minnesota, right? And I was on a drive-through, first job, high school, 11th grade. And I was on the thing, and I'm like, oh, welcome to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the lady was like, you got a voice of somebody that needs to be on the radio. That was the first time I heard anyone said something about, having that. Like, she was like, you sound like you should be on the radio or something like that. It was just goofy, but it definitely went over my head till when I started podcasting. And one time I thought about it, I was like, man, it's crazy how some lady told me to be on the radio. Yeah. And now
maybe she got a point,
for real. Now I'm like actually like sitting here and talking.
You got to go back to that spot and hope she's there and say thank you.
Thank you, for
real. Thank you
so
much,
You had something that I couldn't realize at the time, but you got a point, you know what I mean? So like every time I think about it now, it's quite interesting that somebody had told me to start talking, but I hated my own voice. So
there we go, man.
We're both in the same boat.
Absolutely, man. Well, Max, man, we are coming to the end, and this is the point of the podcast I like to call the deep end,
right?
Where I like to end it with the advice question,
right?
And I want you to make this as special as possible because this is the 100th episode. Max, man, to all the youngsters out there, to us, honestly, to us and to those around us, man, to your teammates, to everyone here at Kolors and anyone that's listening, that is aspiring to do something this year and in the future, man. What advice would you give them?
Man, I would keep it 100 because I ask this question on all my podcasts and I get reaction from everyone and just listening to people share their experience and just keeping it organic, man. I say, like, if you are out there, if you are young and you trying to figure it out, bro, we all trying to figure it out. Like, nothing is like, it's not like we all got it together, bro. I think the only process in whatever you are trying to figure out is the fact that you're going to start it. Because when you start it, that's where you figure out everything else, bro. Because when you start it, you're going to realize somebody did it already or somebody is doing it. And now all you're going to do is just lock in with people who find the same like-minded ideas as you. And that's what's really going to help you grow. I say one thing in society, like, I like people that move dolo and, like, agree that everything works on their own, but let's be honest. We live in a society where we live in apartments. Your door is 2 breaths away from your neighbors. We are humans. We need to work with each other to make our next level, to become the next big thing. So if you are figuring it out, my goal is that put it on the table and share the idea with somebody else. I promise you, there's 15,000 other people out there trying to figure out that same exact thing you trying to figure out. So you are not alone. No matter how you are visualizing this, bro, just know somebody out there. So if you want to start a business, you want to, whatever it is, just start. I promise you, the moment you start or you post on your story or whatever and say, yo, I start a cooking business or whatever, somebody going to be like, hey, collab with my cooking channel. Or like, hey, I like the food you're cooking, da-da-da-da-da. Look, somebody's going to find an interest into it. More of the story is just start.
Wow.
But, you know.
Wow. What a way to wrap it up, man. Oh, my gosh. You went like on a 2-minute tangent, man. I like it, though, man. I like it. Just start, man. Max, man, I appreciate you taking the time, man, to hop on with this, man. Before I end, any last-minute shout-outs, any last comments, anything that you want to put out there? Where can people find you, too?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, heard it here first. Creating a conversation for the future is all over YouTube. Working my way. I got some stuff on Spotify. Pushing up to Apple Podcast too. Heard it here first, and also DJ Max on Instagram. Maxwell on Facebook, like Charles Maxwell on Instagram too. Honestly, you will find me. Make sure just reach out, man. Like, I'm organic. Like, even with music, if you're in the Seattle area, you working on music, art, creativity, we at Kolors Studios. Don't hesitate. Hit the DMs. I'm not on no bougie stuff. So just reach out, man. And I'm also looking for guests too. People who want to share their ideas. If you got more knowledge, just do some research. Reach out. That's the goal. Never hesitate to reach out, because I always look at it, man. I don't got no management team, no nothing. It's just organic love. Just reach out. Let's work. It's love.
There we go. Yeah, appreciate you, Max, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me on. And y'all heard him, man. Y'all go tap in with Max. And y'all have a great day.
For sure.
Y'all have a great night. Whatever time, area, zone, place you may be listening to this, y'all, thank you so much for supporting me in these 100 episodes.
Thank you.
Till next time, guys.
Till next time.
What is up, y'all? Thank you so much for tuning in to that episode. Make sure to click the subscribe, follow button, as well as the bell to get notified on all my new content that is coming out every Wednesday and every other day. And make sure to click that link in the description down below to get access to all my socials and any other platforms that I have my podcast on. And until next time, y'all, peace.